Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your first video on CapCut. I know it can be scary to edit, but today I'm going to show you how to do it in under 5 minutes. And trust me, it is going to be much more simpler than you think. The first thing that I would do would be to download the free version of CapCut onto your laptop. The phone is fine, but I would recommend if you have a computer, get the desktop app. It's just much easier to work with. So what we're going to do is after you download the app, you're going to open it, you're going to get to this section right here, and you're going to press create project. Now there's two different ways you can import the media into CapCut. You can go up to this section here and click import, and then you can go to your favorites, brand assets, stuff like that. You can also drag and drop assets into this section right here. What I do, and it's a little bit more simpler, is I actually just grab the video file and I just drag and drop right on the timeline and it will import itself. What a lovely photo we have here. So now we have this raw, unedited video on our timeline. What's the first step? On a project like this, where it's just one video and we're just gonna trim it down to make it short, I would do the color in first. Now there'll be a separate video on how to color videos properly in CapCut. That's gonna be down the line. So I'm just gonna show you a little trick that you can do just off the bat. We're gonna click on the actual video itself. We're gonna go over to adjustments over here. Depending if you have the free version or the premium version, you have some options here. You can always click auto adjust and it will auto adjust the video to look as good as it properly can. But what you can always do is you can go down, scroll a little bit to adjust, and just adjust one or two simple things. Saturation, highlights, if your video is maybe a little bit too blown out, play along with that a little bit because it's a lot easier just to edit the color on the video while it's full. Then let's say you make 10 or 20 different cuts, then you got to go in individually, copy and paste, all that stuff. So now that we have this video colored the way that we want to color it, we're going to trim the fat. So how we're going to do this is we're going to zoom in and out. How you can do that is zooming in and out on your trackpad or pressing on a Mac command plus or command minus to go in and out on the timeline. As we're just working through this, we can see, oh, audio stops there. I'm going to make this quick cut. So what you can do on a Mac is command B and it's going to make a cut right there. And then, oh, I start talking maybe again right here. I'm going to press the video, command B, and then I'm going to highlight the section that I want to delete and press delete. CapCut is going to automatically move the video that was in front of that to line up with the existing video. Now there are some options down here that you can fidget around with on how the timeline actually works for you. So for example, if you don't want the video to automatically move back, you can turn off main track magnet. So what this is going to do is we have this section right here that we want to delete. We're going to turn off this magnet. Well, this section that's right here is going to stay there. We also have options like auto snapping. For example, if I have this timeline up here and I want to move it and I want it to perfectly line up here, you can see auto snapping is turned off. Once I've turned this on, snaps right into place there. So now that we have the timeline all cut up and looking the way that you want it to look like, now we're going to get into transitions. Now, I know you might be a little concerned, how am I possibly going to add transitions into a video? I just learned how to video edit. Well, CapCut makes it super easy. What you're going to do is go up to this top left section here and you're going to go over to transitions button. Depending if you have the free or the paid version, you're going to have maybe limited options here, but you do have transitions like pull out. So maybe we want to just drag and drop that into this little cut right here. And as you can see, there will be a little pull out transition. And then maybe you want a left transition right on the two different clips. My top 3 transition recommendations for you are probably going to be like the pull in or the pull out transition. The glare transitions, there's 3 different options here. Those are kind of like a camera flash. And then if you do have the paid versions, I really like this comparison transition. Now, the next important thing and something that's going to be super important for social media is captions and texts. Now, when it comes to captions, just go right up top left, there's a caption section right here. Now it will generate captions for you if you have the paid version. You can do it unlimited times. If you have the free version, I think it's like twice or 3 times a month. But I found on the phone version, it just kind of gives you unlimited free versions. So yeah, you can just go here, click on this button, and it's going to generate captions for you. So as you can see, it's generated some captions for me. I can go into here and adjust it with animations, effects, and just play around with certain presets and stuff like that, make it look cool and funky. I will leave the details to that in a future video. If you want to keep with the free version, you can do it simply by going up to the text section, hitting default text, dragging that down, write whatever you want. You can pick it up, you can drag it around, you can make the size bigger. But the whole concept here is to play around with it and for you to get familiar with what you can possibly do in CapCut. Me personally, I use a third party for all my sound effects and music. Just like monetization and other aspects like that, I like to use a third party. So for example, if you're trying to bleep out a swear word for say, you can just type in beep and then you got a little beep section right here. You can drag that down right onto the timeline. Here we go. You are ready to go. And the last and final thing we have here is exporting the project. And they make it quite easy for you with a lot of good presets. So what you can do is just go up to the top right section here, export, and you're gonna have all these sections here that you can play around with. For almost all of you guys, social media wise, you're gonna want to export in 1080. You can just set the bit rate to recommended. Codecs, H.264 works perfectly fine. Format, MP4 works perfectly fine. Frame rate, I recommend 30. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. You're literally just gonna hit export and you're gonna be good to go. Thank you everybody for listening. I might have went over a little bit on the time, but I hope you got some value from it. This is a really stripped down way of how you should operate in CapCut. I will be releasing more in-depth videos of how to utilize this, but I also want to open up the floor to you and the whole editing aspect of everything, filmmaking, whatever it is. If there's something that you want me to touch on that's maybe not CapCut, that's maybe not even video editing related, but maybe filmmaking related, or just the process that I have when I make my edits, drop that down in the comment section below and I will gladly touch on those topics. With all that being said, have a great rest of the day.